How's it going, guys? Today we are swapping some new Hawk Performance HPS brake pads on our 350Z, which is
this thing
disassembled a little bit right now, but
just a smidge.
Just a smidge. We're going to show you the quick process, and we're going to get into it. Yeah,
so we'll show you how to do this on your guys' 350Z G35 with the normal non-Brembo, non-Akebono calipers.
This probably applies to the G37 and 370Z as well.
It applies to anything that's just kind of standard brakes, quite honestly.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
let's do it.
So 350Zs are cars, and
they brake a lot.
They have taillights. They do brake. That's a Nissan thing.
We've removed the caliper. We had it tied up with some balon wire because we were swapping this beautiful hub that now spins very beautifully.
It doesn't sound like a boot in wet mud.
So now we're just gonna seat the piston so that we can.
Which, if you want, you can see right in here. So this is your brake caliper piston, and as you push the brakes, this pushes out, squeezes the pads together, stops on the rotor, makes you stop. When you're putting new pads in, this needs to be pushed back into its place.
It needs to be reset, basically.
Yeah. So, we have this. This is just a cheap guy, like Power Built, O'Reilly's, a couple bucks, you know?
Yeah, way better than the Vice that we were using, not the Vice, the channel lock that we used to use back in the day because we were super ghetto.
I still have those.
Nice.
And you know what? They work really well for oil filters.
Yeah, they do.
They do. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this brake pad, you put it in, set it up against it, take this guy, set it in, and pretty much just twist. This one's a little aged, so it doesn't twist the best anymore, but it will function. And then you just twist, and as you can see, the piston will start receding into its little housing, and you just do this until the piston is...
crab in its shell.
Yeah, just like a crab in its shell.
And our nice baby blue caliper that neither of us painted.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see where we're at. So we gotta go a little further. You wanna give that a few turns?
Yep.
Left hand does not work great. And there you go. So now that we have bottomed out, we loosen this up, that falls out, and as you can see, the piston is receded back into the spot where it holds it. So now we got to put our new pads in and just take this off and do the thing.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so let's back stand.
And a nice beefy Hawk Performance pads.
There we go. So these are going to go in like this. I usually like to put the wear sensor on the back. I don't want anything protruding onto this side. And we're going to put a nice little clips back in because they like to fall out. And with any luck, they won't fall out again while I'm trying to put the pads in. They will. Okay, so these pads do come with some grease. Grease is important because otherwise your brakes will squeal, make a bunch of noise, and you don't want that.
Like they are on the G37.
Okay, this is perforated. Okay, so when you grease pads, you want to grease all the spots where it's going to touch the metal, you know, this part, it's all going to touch everything. You want to make sure it's all nice and greased up. So we're going to go ahead and just get some grease, start smearing it on. I usually like to coat the whole back just because. Why not?
Why not?
So, like I said, you want to coat here, on the inside, on the top, everywhere on those edges. Same on this side. Put some grease. You don't need a lot, just enough to keep it lubricated. And there you go. Alright, so it's a little weird getting this in. Newer cars have an extra little bracket here, and the wear sensor slips into the top. I don't know why, but it's fine. It works. So the old pads are like that, which means the new pads can be like that. And so we're just going to get this guy in. The factory brakes, or at least whatever was on this, did have the wear sensor on both sides. I'm assuming to let you know individual sides where it was at. But We're gonna lubricate this.
Watch the previous owner did the pads with the wear sensors on one side.
It's very possible. I don't know. I haven't taken these apart, so I mean, we're about to find out, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
But you only need to put the wear sensor on one side per caliper. Okay. 1, 2, angle them in. And push them in place, like so.
Look at those beefy boys.
Yeah, that'll give you some real good braking. I gotta do have towels here. Nice. Wipe all the excess grease off. And then we're gonna bring our caliper around. We're gonna bottom it on the back, slide it forward, make sure that everything fits. There we go. And then grab our bolts for the caliper, line them up. The bolt. And then we're going to tighten them up.
And what's the...
Now, as you can see, this is slotted to hold, so it doesn't allow it to just rotate forever. What were you going to ask?
What's the torque spec on these?
It does.
15.
It does vary by car, so you're going to want to look up your torque spec on yours.
Okay, so we have just finished the driver's side. Nice and simple.
One very important thing here. Once you've replaced your brakes, before you drive your car, you need to get in, you need to pump the brake a bunch of times to build pressure in the system because the piston is too far back. If you go to move without doing this, you're going to go to stop and the pedal's going to sink to the floor and you're going to keep going.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to keep going. So make sure you do that.
Yeah.
It's definitely a safety concern.
And as far as braking procedure?
Braking procedure on normal pads for normal driving, just don't slam on them.
Yeah.
Don't slam on them, don't let them overheat and glaze. For performance driving, there's a bit more to the procedure where you have to kind of start from like a small amount of like speed, 10 miles an hour, whatever. So, get down the brakes.
Brake to a stop.
Yeah.
Then like 30, brake to a stop.
And we'll
then
eventually
60.
do a video on that type of thing.
Yeah.
But that's not for here right now.
Yeah, we're not driving the car today, so we just needed to swap the pads. But that's how you do it.
And now you need to get in and start pumping that brake pedal.
Yes, I do. So that'll do it for our brake pad install video.
On the 350Z.
On the 350Z. Car's not going anywhere for a minute.
This does generally apply to kind of brakes on every car without, two piston calipers that are on both sides or whatever,
Right.
But for your typical kind of standard same side piston calipers, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
So
let us know what you guys thought in the video in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
we appreciate you guys.